Yeah, man. So after watching that Khamzat Dricus fight last night, man, I am not afraid to admit that I was completely wrong with my pre-fight analysis. I literally thought that, like, I already had Dricus as the favorite. I thought Dricus was gonna win because I felt like Khamzat is just more one-dimensional. Dricus is, you know, he just has like a bit more to him, and I also felt like Khamzat wouldn't be able to like bully Dricus the way he bullies pretty much everyone else he fights, like probably except for like Kamaru, as far as like takedowns, because you know Gilbert Burns, I think it's stronger than Gilbert Burns, but as far as takedowns, I'm just like, well, Gilbert more so kept him on his feet, but I'm just like, Dricus is super tough, super durable, great cardio. Like, he's not just gonna be able to just slam him like he just does everyone else and just picks him up and yell Dana, like, or just like running through. So I'm like, and then I'm like, he's not gonna beat Dricus in the striking either. But I never expected, and this just goes to show like how good Khamzat's grappling is, because we all knew that Khamzat was gonna shoot the double leg. Like, we knew that. Everybody knew that, and the whole thing was like most people's takes was, and I agree with their takes, was if Dricus survives the first round of Khamzat shooting the double leg, and going for the takedown, if he survives at the first round, then you know Khamzat's gonna gas out. Dricus won't gas out, and Dricus is gonna win the fight because it's gonna be a strike match and all this stuff, bro. I have never seen someone literally just control somebody like that the whole fight. Like, that was an amazing performance by Khamzat. Like, I mean, you could say Khabib did that to a lot of fighters. You know, just they couldn't do nothing with him. They just locked up, and whatever Khabib wanted, however Khabib wanted the fight to go. Like when anybody fought, Gaethje, McGregor, Poirier, whoever he fought, like, you know, it was on his terms. But bro, the way Khamzat did Dricus, I could not believe that. Every single round he just held him. Anything Dricus wanted to do was just stop. Like, he couldn't do anything. And you know, a lot of the like ground and pound that Khamzat was getting on Dricus obviously wasn't really hurting him until I think like it was in the second or the third round where he actually started to like do some actual damage. But you know, like, Dricus is super durable, and they weren't like, all his punches were just like this, but they eventually did start to like wear on him. And the whole time you could see Dricus while inside of the clinch, he's just like, oh, I can't do nothing. Like, he's just doing this. He's literally doing this, like, but he literally couldn't do anything. And like, it just sucked to see, because I know Dricus wanted a completely different fight, but in MMA, you don't get what you want. It's not one thing. It's not boxing. Boxing, you know, it's going to be only hands. Or wrestling, it's only wrestling. But with MMA, if you're strike dominant, you better learn how to defend takedowns. Or if you're takedown dominant, you better be able to still strike. Because even Khamzat, and look at Khabib and Islam, all of them are great grapplers, but they can also strike too. It's not their best thing, but they can do both. But Dricus, his grapple defense game is like non-existent. I don't know if it's non-existent or just non-existent against Khamzat, because Khamzat's probably like the best of the best currently in I think all the UFC. But let me say this. Everybody that was saying, I saw all the comments, they're like, oh, he hugged him the whole time. What a boring fight. He just hugged him the whole time. He shouldn't. The refs in the UFC should do something about just holding somebody the whole time. And I don't agree with that. Like, Khamzat, like, okay, yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but whenever there's a fighter who's wrestling dominant, that's going to take entertainment away. to some extent. Striking is the most exciting part of the UFC, in my opinion. It's striking because you're gonna get knockouts. You're gonna elbows, technique, kick, head kicks, just knockout punches, haymakers, hooks. Striking was the most exciting part of the UFC, but I don't think what Khamzat did was so boring. It was just impressive to watch. It was unbelievably impressive. And I'm not saying I wasn't a fan of Khamzat. I'm a big Khamzat fan. I just didn't think he would beat Dricus. There's times where I feel like Khamzat will win a fight, and there's times where I feel like he wouldn't. Gilbert Burns, I'm like, he's gonna beat Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns surprised me. Gilbert Burns held his own against Khamzat. Kamaru, I'm like, this could go either way, because Kamaru's a beast, Khamzat's a beast. It could go either way. Kevin Holland, I'm like, no, Kevin Holland's not gonna beat Khamzat. So there's different. I'm just a realist when it comes to it. I'm not trying to be biased to it. There's still fighters I prefer to win. Sometimes, if John Jones is fighting, I want John Jones to win. He's one of my favorite fighters. If Ilya's fighting, I want Ilya to win. I really like, or Dustin Poirier's fighting, I want Poirier to win. Because those are just fighters I like. If Valentina Shevchenko is fighting, I want her to win. But I would not deny if those fighters are fighting somebody who really has a chance of beating them. And if they beat that fighter, they earned it. And it's all respect to that fighter. When Volkanovski lost to Poirier, I was going for a Volkanovski before I became a big Poirier fan. I was going for a Volkanovski, but when he knocked him out, I said, God damn, Volkanovski, there's nothing he can do about that. Same thing when Volkanovski lost to Islam. I wanted Volk to win, but he lost. When Ciryl Gane lost to John Jones, I wanted John Jones to win, but I was feeling like there was definitely a chance that Ciryl Gane could win. I didn't know he was going to get cooked like that, but I thought there was a chance he could win. But, yeah, man. Shout out to Khamzat, man. Or when, oh my God, when Kamaru lost to Leon Edwards, man, I was so hurt. But he won. But, man, the display of grappling and takedown that Khamzat showed against Dricus is a performance. It's a masterclass. That is an example of a masterclass, because I feel like if you beat somebody too early in the fight, it's not really a masterclass because it just happened too fast. But when it's a full 5 rounds and you just controlled it, even if you don't get a knockout, I feel like that's a masterclass. When Topuria fought Josh Emmett, 5 rounds of just outstriking, outmatching Josh Emmett. That's a masterclass. When you just have 5 rounds of just straight dominance, the person has no answer for you. That's what Khamzat did to Dricus. That was just a masterclass of grappling. Man, dude, that's all respect to Khamzat. I truly didn't think that Khamzat, I didn't count Khamzat out. I just felt like Dricus had more weapons against Khamzat, but boy was I wrong. And I know that Dricus does have a very goofy, unorthodox style, and I think that is what really, I think that was his worst con, was his style makes it so hard to defend a takedown, especially against somebody like Khamzat. If you look at Khamzat's takedown versus somebody like Kamaru Usman, he had a harder time because Kamaru, just like Khamzat, Dricus, they're all 3 of them are all super strong. But Kamaru has, one, he's athletic. He's athletic just like Khamzat. They're both more athletic than Dricus, if you ask me. But not only is Kamaru just as athletic as Khamzat, he also has great technique. He has great technique to defend takedowns. That's why most people say, or a lot of people say, if that fight went 5 rounds with Khamzat versus Kamaru would have won that. And I think he would have too. He just didn't have enough time. I feel like Kamaru would have won that. But Dricus' style just makes it too easy for somebody like Khamzat. That's like food for him. That's like food for Khamzat, because not only does it provide an easy takedowns for Khamzat, his style doesn't keep Khamzat on his feet. Gilbert Burns' style, his accuracy and his precision with his strikes and his ability to keep it on standing worked out for Gilbert Burns. That's why Gilbert Burns damn near knocked out Khamzat with one of his punches. Like he stunned Khamzat with one of his hits. Like he put in one of the best performances against Khamzat. But that's because he has an actual technique. Dricus doesn't really have a technique. So I feel like that kind of goes against him. Like he's just kind of wild, but he's really strong. So that works in his favor, but he doesn't really have a technique. Versus Khamzat, who has all technique and is also strong and more athletic. Like, you know, like he's just too many options as far as like his complete game. So yeah, man, that was just a masterclass by Khamzat. All respect to Khamzat, dude. Like, I did not expect that fight to go like that, and that was a fight for the belt. Like, that wasn't no prelim. That's a main event fight, man. Like, that dude Khamzat's the real deal, and I don't know if anybody in that division is gonna beat him.